Hey out there, this is Deep Cuts. I'm Scott Barber. In this video we're going to discuss something very important. It's called gain staging. And if you don't know what that is, please watch this video because it's a little thing that's going to make a really big difference in the way your mixes sound. Ideally, each component in an audio signal flow should be receiving and transmitting signal in its optimum range. Let's take a closer look. First off, it's really important to understand the difference between analog and digital. In the analog domain, the measurement is dBVU, or decibels volume unit, and in digital, it's dBFS, or decibels full scale. Now, as you can see, in the analog domain, 0 is equal to negative 18 in the digital domain. So when you open up your session in Pro Tools, negative 18 is all the way down here, which might seem really low to people. And depending on your digital audio workstation, it'll show negative 18 at a different height. So look up the digital audio workstation you're using and see what's right for your meter. Okay, so I have a session of totally unmixed tracks here. First, I want to introduce you to a plugin. It's the Klanghelm VUMT. Hope I'm saying that right. And once I got this, I really like using it because I can really see this idea clearly. I calibrated it to negative 18 dBFS, and when it hits 0 here, that means it's actually negative 18. So you can see where a good spot for the analog is going to be. I'm going to play this track real quick. Alright, you can see it's coming in hot, about 2 or 3 decibels too hot. So first off, you're going to want to fix this on individual tracks. Let's take this guitar, for example. I'm going to show you the meter, calibrated to negative 18. Okay, so you can see it's going over a little bit. Now, a good way to solve this problem of having your tracks be too hot is using the trim tool. Other software have things comparable to this, but Pro Tools, this is a stock plugin. So now you can see I turned this down about 1 decibel. So now you have it in a sweet spot. And when you use your plugin, let's see, I'd probably put a EQ in this first. Now when you go into your plugin, it's going to be hitting the plugin sweet spot, and it's not going to be distorted, and it's not going to be murky. It's going to be clear and punchy. And this is really important to get in a good sounding mix. So another good way to deal with gain staging is to actually just go to the clips. At least you can do this in Pro Tools, and you just turn it down on actual wave. So you could just go through the tracks and do it like that. Now I just went ahead and put the trim tool on a bunch of tracks that were causing it to go over, and let's look and see what that's like. Alright, so it's a lot better. It's not going over 0. It's staying under negative 18 dBFS. And part of the reason why this is so important is because if you're going to put plugins on your master bus, here I have a Pultec and a Neve compressor, and these they're calibrated to work at negative 18 dBFS. So if you're coming into these too hot, you're going to miss the sweet spot and it's going to sound bad. It's going to be distorted. It's not going to be clear. Your whole mix is going to sound a lot better if you do proper gain staging.
And you have to be careful. Part of what gain staging is when you go from this plugin to this plugin, or any plugin to any plugin, it could increase the volume. So let's take a look at this Pultec. Alright, and you can see what I did here is I actually turned it down from its setting at 0 so that I matched the output. See, when it's at 0, it's louder with the plugin on, and it's going to be pushing past that -18. So, you just kind of adjust it to be about the same volume, and then the same goes for every consecutive plugin. Alright, now you could probably maybe boost it a little bit more than I have it, but the point is that as you're adding plugins on both the individual channels, you just want to make sure that if you do like an EQ boost, you're compensating for the sound and keeping everything at that calibration of -18.
I hope this helped you understand gain staging better. If you have questions, please comment below and I'll get back to you. As always, like and subscribe to my channel. My name is Scott Barber with Deep Cuts. Catch you later.